Welcome back to Brain Health Today. I'm Nicole Fisher and I'm your host. Today we have a very special guest from the NFL Players Association.
Byron Williams.
And tell us a little bit about what it is that you do right now and what is your mission?
My mission is to make sure that players get all the information that's available to them about health-related issues and well-being and their careers, life after football. We talk basically about the transitional period what players do after the game.
Which is so important. So what are some of the things that you're seeing that are most important to the athletes in your chapter?
Well, I think mostly we are seeing players having problems and concern, and sometimes their health deteriorate. And so what we're trying to do is have services and providers that they can go to and make sure that they are well taken care of.
Sure, and so when you say health, I know you mean both mental and physical. Can you tell us a little specifically about some of the concerns mentally that players have, both during their career and then, as you said, that transition into what we would call normal life?
Yeah, no doubt. We have players that ranges from age 25 to ages 80. So we have a wide variety of different age group of players that's dealing with different problems. I know one time we had a player that went to the gas station and didn't know how to get back to his house. So I see that firsthand, and so I know that some players are dealing with different issues all the time.
And so you mentioned not being able to find his way back. I can only imagine how frightening that must be. Are you seeing any positive results, any improvements amongst some of the players in your chapter?
I have. I know players been taking supplements and players been getting different treatments.
Okay.
There's one place here in Dallas that players been getting treatment that have a wholesome livelihood back to where they get restored and they can enjoy their family, and it's really been good.
What is the normal transition from an NFL career to living in the outside world, functioning with everyone else? I can only envision that that's hard enough to go from being a superstar to getting your own groceries.
Exactly, and sometimes we call it players fading into the sunset, to where they have to start taking care of their own responsibilities, and they make the transition from being a popular player to so-called now a regular person. And sometimes players make a transition on owning their own businesses. Players having to decide what kind of career they want to endure right now. So that's one of the things. The transitional period is very critical in the first 3 to 5 years.
So before you personally made this transition, you sustained some hits. So maybe you can actually tell us the personal side of going from what are, I assume, multiple concussions in your career to the transition of where you are now. I'm sure it has a lot to do with why you advocate the way you do now.
Yeah, correct. We know players have taken hits over the stage of their career, and who to say how many, because we didn't have a monitoring system to detect how severe the hit were. But we do know that players are suffering from CTE and brain traumatic injuries. So, each player have to kind of, stage and get treatment, and they also need to know how severe it is. I know in my case, I have blackened out several times, and so my wife have pinpointed and helped me dramatically with trying to make sure I'm okay. I have headaches and so you have to take medication all the time for that.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned your wife and thinking about the families that are around these players. And so the Players Association is made for the athletes themselves, but what are some of those components that wrap around the player that are there as a backstop to deal with issues in families and within the broader community?
Right, it is. And not in the last 4 or 5 years, we have had better support from different the NFL collective bargaining agreement. They have things in place now that players can be well supported by, and also they got hotlines and my goal line and different types of systems in place to help support players in that time of need.
Excellent. Well, it's very exciting, and I'm thrilled to have you on today. And thank you for joining us today. And thank you for joining. Be sure to tune in next time for Brain Health Today.